Alright guys, Papa Pepper here with another episode of the Wild Man's Wild Friends. This happens to be my first time encountering this species ever, and these little guys are the Western Slimy Salamander. They are crazy little salamanders for a number of reasons. They're a smaller black salamander that has white speckles on it. These guys are really active right now, so I'm not sure if you can get a good look at those speckles on their bodies. But a couple cool things about these guys is that they have kind of two separate areas they're found in. One is south central Texas. The other one is across kind of the Ozark region, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and into Missouri as well. They are also woodland salamanders. Wow, and you can see they're very they're very hoppy. I'm going to deal with one at a time here. So this is the larger of the two we have, but they're also woodland salamanders, and woodland salamanders include some pretty interesting ones, including a couple we had back up in Wisconsin. But one thing that makes them special is that they are lungless salamanders, so they don't even have lungs. And there's certain things in their mouth and then also in their skin that allow them to help with respiration, that they don't even need lungs. This is rather quick for a salamander too. These guys then lack an aquatic stage. A lot of salamanders will go through metamorphosis. They will mate and lay their eggs in water. The eggs will then hatch and they'll have kind of a larval stage, which will have gills and things like that, and then they'll kind of metamorphosize into a terrestrial one. But these guys just lay their eggs on land, and then when the babies hatch, they have an adult body already. It's just smaller, so they don't go through any sort of metamorphosis. These ones will eat all sorts of little guys you're going to find out in the forest. Cool thing is that they're a rather shy salamander that often lives where people really don't. So to find some here at American Homestead kind of lets you know that a lot of the land is kind of not really frequented all that often. We were off in the woods a ways when we found these. My first time encountering them. They remind me a little bit of the blue spotted salamander that we had back in Wisconsin. But a very cool little guy. They've got those big eyes, and they are primarily nocturnal, so they're going to come out at night to feed. And you're normally going to find them, wherever moisture is, rolling over rocks or logs or stuff, the damp forest floor, which is where we found these guys. And a cool thing too is that a lot of times when the ecosystem begins to go, salamanders and other amphibians are some of the first creatures to suffer because they absorb things through their skin. So to find these guys here lets you know that things are going rather well. I know this is hard to get a good look at this guy. Hopefully you guys are picking up some of that color. I'm going to switch to the other one just because the other one has more spots. This one's kind of more primarily black, and it looks like somebody just lightly with a can of white spray paint kind of went over the top of it and gave it some color. Sometimes these spots and speckles will actually kind of form large blotches too. So here's the other one. Yo! There was the other one. I'll see if I can get you guys a little better look at it. And you can see these things are jumping like crazy. They really are just looking forward to heading back to the wild, which is where I'll put them soon enough. And then another thing, if you're ever going to handle salamanders, some of them can have some pretty bad secretions. And then also it's always important to wash your hands before handling them as well as after, just to make sure there's no toxins on your skin that are going to hurt these cool little creatures. So they're stage diving quite a bit. I'm going to shut this down just so they don't get hurt. But the Western Slimy Salamander, very cool. And this is my first time meeting them. So some new friends that I found out here in the wild. Papa out. So right after recording that first part of the video, I found this guy, which would be quite a bit bigger. And if you notice on the sides, he's got more of the blotches. On the back, it has more of the speckles. So very cool. This would be the biggest Western Slimy Salamander I've ever seen. And it's slimed all over my hand already. Hey buddy. Oh, you're cool.